brilliance and grace, joy, satisfaction, pleasure and strength. Come, its beauty, presence, come, spirit, form and state. Excellence in every blessing, sacred and praise. What I see, I when I see my heart, when I wanna know I understand. All right, family, glad to be back with you. I wanna be around. Alexa, stop. I feel you. I don't even want to stop either, Alexa, but you know we gotta get let me check, make sure everything working. Actually, I don't know. Glad to be back. I keep wanting to call that thing Pensacola, but it was not Pensacola. It was Panama City. Panama City was cool. The food was flavorful. I didn't put my feet in the water though, which is why. As a matter of fact, I didn't even go to the beach at all when I was in Panama City. My hotel was on the bay, so I pretty much stayed around that area. And well, I stayed in Panama City. I didn't go to Panama City Beach too much. And it's funny, they got that big bridge that separates. What am I doing? I use tubes. And what I want to know, I understand. Yeah, and been home in a while to listen to my music, so I'm like, oh man, I want to keep it playing, but okay, I tell you, we're gonna do our solar plexus tonight, so I look forward to that. That still was a good idea by Massive. Solar plexus tonight, so I look forward to that. That still was a good idea by share the Facebook. We're gonna get TikTok going. Solar plexus tonight, so I look forward to that. That still was a good idea by share the Facebook. We're gonna get TikTok going. I know you hear that echo, right? About to close that. Well, we'll go live. Chat and interview. What? It was like, oh shit, I forgot I got them oh, I can't spell. No, that song stuck in my head too. I think that's a beautiful chorus. So if you like, I use a lot of that music during my Reiki sessions. So a couple of them. Oh no, wrong lights. There we go. So you might want to check them out if you want some music that might be a little meditative for you. Oh, I gotta remember TikTok got an hour. They'll be like, oh well, it's over for you. But we're gonna go on. Sorry about that, family, because I know you hear it too. Hello. Give me a second. We're trying to get our lives together, family. It's been a little bit, but we back at it. Yeah. Ooh. And the drink together. That's good enough for y'all, right? All right. I got my cord. I ain't even mess with my sound yet. TikTok, glad to have you. Y'all ain't get to see me. I only went live for a little bit while I was gone, so y'all ain't missed too much. And there we go. No, I got that a little too far. We're gonna start with my bowl, which is actually set to the sacral. Let me tell you something I appreciate about traveling a lot, the people watching. I've had some interesting conversations. Today I came back with some donuts, man, and them donuts were the talk of the whole trip. Oh man. Everywhere I went, all the American Airlines trying to get the donuts. After they made us wait there for like 45 minutes to an hour, was nobody even out there. It was crazy. Yeah. All right, so we can get to reading. I want to get this party over. Not over, but. I hope y'all remember my breathing exercise. We're going to do that next. Uh-oh. 369. I really believe TikTok definitely wants you jumping around or something. Like, hey, man, we don't take no movement. I haven't used any of my bowls in a minute. And that's a TikTok timer. One last go around and we'll do our breathing exercise. You know what? Give me a second, fam. Let me get my rain stick. I feel like we could use a little bit of that right now. I'm trying to be obedient to my spirit. One second, family. Let me go get my rain stick. nice rain stick, right? Here we go. Hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I did. I love my rain stick. And actually my steel drums. Those might be my favorites. I'm gonna put that down. Hope you're in a place comfortable. If not, remember this. But sit down, stand up, get in some position that's comfortable for you. And you can close your eyes. Then we're going to do our breathing exercise. 3-6-9. If you don't remember, we breathe in, hold our breath for 3 seconds, breathe out, and then we repeat for 6 and 9. On my count of 3, we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouths. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. Gonna do it one more time for 6 seconds. On my count of 3, we're gonna breathe in our nose. Hold it for 6. And out through our mouths. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. Hold it for 6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out. One last time for 9 seconds. On my count of 3, we're going to breathe in through our nose, hold it for 9 seconds, and out through our mouths. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in, hold it for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Breathe out. Now, I want you to picture yourself sitting beside a campfire. Visualize it. In this case, picture this campfire in the woods. And it's a good campfire. And you can hear the crackle of the wood. You feel the warmth of the flame. You can smell the smoke mixing and intertwining with the chlorophyll of the leaves. You hear the crickets. You hear the beetles. And while you're there, you can hear the laughter. You look down and you can see the earth. Bend over and touch the dirt. Pick some up between your two fingers, your index and your thumb, and just rub it together. And as you look around that campfire, you're sitting there with 3 people that you love the most. And you're smiling and you're happy and you feel at peace. And I want you to look at those people you love and speak affirmations over them. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them what you wish for their life. And you can still feel the heat of the flame and smell all the smells while you share this moment with 3 of the people you love. Now, I want you to picture yourself standing beside you. And tell yourself those same affirmations that you just told your loved ones. Speak those things into your life. And now, I would like you to repeat after me. I am confident. I act with courage. I am a powerful being. I am motivated, persistent, and successful. I honor myself. Now you take a deep breath and open your eyes while we begin to read before I let go again. So, here we go. How we gonna do this? I like the mic all in my face because it is for y'all, but I don't know. It'll be all right. I literally just got home today. I almost forgot today was Thursday too. I was going to start making some food. I'm in here watching some strange movie. I love a good B movie. Right. But yeah, I had a little good B movie. Movie, it's pretty cool. It has an interesting plot. I guess Earth is messed up, so people started making lives on other planets. And on one planet, everything that the men think you can hear. Everything we think. So men have no secrets. But it's not like that for the women. So, that turn makes for an interesting story. All right, let me get something to drink. Ooh. Chapter 33, Josiah. I didn't. It's Deja's 14th birthday, and I'm surprised by how emotional I am about it. I blame Musa. He may have me a little too in touch with my feelings because when I woke up this morning, I pulled up those photos of the day my daughter was born, starting with the trip to the hospital. Yasmin insisted we capture everything. So I have dozens of pictures documenting her labor progression, going from a tight smile in the first to an irritated scowl to finally a full-on Rav photo with a mouth stretched open on the bellow. I can laugh about it now, but it was our first pregnancy. I was scared shitless. What did I know about being a father? I'd had so little time with mine. I just knew I'd screw up, that I'd failed Deja, disappointed Yasmin. I hadn't been able to express it then, so I basically grunted my way through that 9 months, sure that I would break out in the hives. My anxiety was so high by the end. I can't take credit for the beautiful young woman bouncing down the staircase, hair big and curly, lips pink and shiny with gloss, but I didn't ruin her. Not yet, at least. Daddy! Deja practically hurls herself down the last 2 steps into my arm. The air wolfs out of me as I absorb the impact of a small frame. My arms tight around her and pull her even closer. She's precious, defiant, strong-willed, hard-headed, and sometimes downright petty, but she's mine. And anyone who wants to fuck with her has to go through me first. I can't breathe, she fake chokes. Brat. I give her a little shake before releasing her. Happy birthday, squirrel. Her surprised eyes lift to mine. You haven't called me that since I was a kid. Newsflash. You're still a kid. 14 ain't grown. She's right, though. I haven't called her that in years. She used to be quick as a toddler, scampering from place to place. Before I could reach her, she was off to some other life-threatening adventure. At least to me. As a first-time dad, everything felt life-threatening. The first-time parents are interesting. It's cute, she says, but don't call me that in front of my friends. I'll try not to. What's the plan here? What's happening? Just a few girls from school sleeping over? Did Cassie send the food I asked for? Yeah, I just dropped everything off in the kitchen. I hesitate, not wanting to cast a cloud over her day, but needing to discuss something with her. Hey, for your cake? I know. She rolls her eyes. Mom told me she wanted to make it. Should I warn everybody it probably won't be any good? My irritation spikes. Yasmin wasn't in the kitchen when Kasim let me in to drop off the food, but the cake she baked on the counter under the glass, I knew immediately what she had done. Day. I catch her eyes. I'll hold them for a second. Touch her shoulder gently. She made limoncello pound cake. She did? That's my favorite. Aunt Bird's the only one who ever made it for me. I know. But I'm sure your mom found the recipe in Bird's notebook and wanted to try. Oh, She bites her lip. Okay, can you just be kind to your mother for me? Even if it tastes like crap, you mean? Just fake it? You remember that ashtray you made when you were in the second grade? Yeah, she grins up at me. It's on your desk at work. It's hideous. Her smile falls and her eyes narrow. If you so grown, I say, like in my tone, you're old enough to know that the only reason that thing is on my desk is because you made it. I don't even smoke. It's not about how much I love it, but about how much I love you. She nods, and I push thick curls away from her face, leaning down to kiss her forehead. The doorbell rings, and she beams like sunshine. They're here. She runs down the hallway to the foyer to open the door just as Yasmin descends down the stairs. The braids are gone and her natural hair is out in a curly fro. She added some color, brownish gold highlights, and it's a bright contrast with the deep copper of her skin. Hey, she takes the last few steps until she's standing in front of me. Hey, I stuff my hands in my pocket because she looks good enough to grab. How you doing? Good. She glances over my shoulder to the foyer, where Deja's squealing friends spill into the house. You ready? If you are. Over the next few hours, the house is overrun by a pack of 13 and 14-year-old girls. They eat their way through the food Cassie sent. A mound of wrapping paper and boxes grows as Deja opens gifts, shouting and laughing with every present revealed. She specifically told Yasmin and me she only wanted money from us because we have no clue. Once the games have been played, it's time for the cake. Yasmin seems relaxed enough as she distributes slices of the yellow cake with the ivory icing on plates for everyone. She finally makes her way over to me, offering me a huge slice, not quite meeting my eyes. It's delicious, one of the girls says, slicing her fork into the cake for another bite. You made this, Miss Wade? Yeah. Yasmin's smile is hesitant. Like it. It tastes just like Aunt Bird's, Deja says, chewing the cake and looking at her mother. No laughter in her eyes, but no malice either. Thank you, Mom. Yasmin nods and finally slices into her own piece. She looks up to find me staring and freezes, darting a look at my untouched cake. Scared as poison? She teases, taking her bite. Nah, I pierce the corner of my slice with the fork and bring it to my lips. The anticipation is the best part. Hmm. She chews, eyes never leaving my face. Enough anticipation, Wade. Eat the cake. Dang, she went I turn on him, right? I used to watch Bird bake this. While delicious, it was never my favorite of hers. Her chocolate cakes hold that honor. But as soon as I bite this cake, I remember why it was always such a hit. The lemon zings on your taste buds, and it's so moist it practically melts in your mouth. The sweet icing blends into the just right sourness. It's perfect. You're getting pretty good at this, huh? I lift another forkful. I'll be trying. She laughs and uses her fork to toy with the bright yellow crumbs on her plate. Most of the girls leave, but a few stay and head upstairs for the teenage girl stuff I'm afraid to think they do behind closed doors, including Soledad's daughter, Lupe. Where's Sol today? I asked, throwing out the clear plastic plate we used for the cake. Lottie had a lot of stuff going on, Yasmin says, washing a few dishes. So she dropped Lupe off and ran. I nod, pulling out the trash bag, tying it off, and taking it to the bin in the garage. When I come back, she's still at the sink. I stand beside her, reaching for the soap to wash my hands. Our shoulders brush, and a current of electric heat runs between us. Well, I can only speak for myself, but what I feel at the contact is electric and hot, skidding across my nerve endings. I glanced over at Yasmin, paused in the washing the dish, hands submerged in the water. Her breath hitched. Yeah, she felt it. I need to talk to you about something, I tell her. It's true, but I also need a distraction from the tension that keeps sparking between us. What's up? She turns to face me, leaning one hip against the sink. Water from the dishes has splashed onto her dress, and the material is nearly transparent and clinging to her breast. It's driving me out of my mind. I drag my eyes to her face. It's about Vashti. Her expression shudders, but her gaze goes alert. I think I know what you're going to say. You do? I doubt it, but I'm interested to hear what she thinks she knows. I saw a photo the two of you on New Year's Eve after I stepped out of the cellar. I looked back and the two of you were. She blinks down at the floor, hugging. I lift my brow, not sure where she's going with this. I assume you want to tell me you two are getting back together, she says in a rush. I know you still care about each other and she wants to go to Charlotte. Shock flares, the gold flecks in her eyes. But there's something else. Before she has time to disguise it, relief flashes across her face like a neon sign. When you saw us hugging on New Year's Eve, she had told me she wants to take the position as head chef of Grits Charlotte. And I said that would be fine. I watch Yasmin for more clues on how she really feels. She'll spend the next few months making sure Cassie is ready to take over, which shouldn't be a problem because Cassie's great. She cuts in absently. She won't miss a beat. How you feel about this? You mean, do I think we'll be okay here in Atlanta? Yeah, I think we'll be fine as long as not about grits, about Vashti leaving. It's what she wants to do. I say, shrugging, but not quite meeting her eyes. But she loves it here. She says she always wanted to be here. Not anymore. Because you two broke up? Because she thinks you and I will eventually get back together and she doesn't want to see it. I didn't intend to say it, to tell her the root cause of Vashti's departure, or maybe I did. Like a chemist in a laboratory pouring the truth all over the litmus paper. I want to see what color Yasmin turns. She she does? Yeah. I lean against the counter and grip the rim of the sink. She thinks it's only a matter of time. And it is. You did. Okay. Did she tell you that? That's ridiculous. Yasmin asks, eyes fixed on my face, and her breath's coming out shaky. That you don't want me anymore? That you wouldn't touch me with a 6-foot pole? I'm a glutton for punishment and a fool for lust because despite going weeks convincing myself one night would have to be enough, I cup her jaw and lay my hand on her waist, drawing her into me. I'm touching you now. Chapter 34, Yasmin. This is what they call the moment of truth. Ever since my last session with Dr. Abrams, I promised myself if I got the chance to show Josiah how I felt, I would. What was the use of retrieving that necklace from the fountain, of not letting go of hope if I don't seize the chance to fulfill it? And I say, pressing into his hard body, am touching you. He towers over me, looking down through the long sweep of lashes, the muscles in his jaw tensing under the taut brown skin. Yas, he says in that baritone voice, lower, huskier. Be careful unless you. I raise up on my toes and kiss the words right out of his mouth. I'm done being careful and quiet. That route almost lost me this man for good. I, I plunged my tongue into his mouth, licking into him, hungry, thirsty, parched, starved, and he groans into our kiss. He grips my back, flattening my breast to his chest. His hands meet my spine and slide down to my waist, and then cup my butt. Without breaking the kiss, he lifts me higher until our hips flush. Yeah, I'm about to skip some of this. I can't have TikTok blocking me. For real, for real. Yes, he breathes. I can't. You don't want. I don't want. I nip at his neck with my teeth. I know what we said, but not one day has gone by that I haven't thought about that night. He goes still, catching my eyes with his, tracing his thumb across my mouth. Me too. Hands encircling my waist. He hauls me up to sit on the counter, legs spread. Standing between me, he pushes up against me. Touch me. I breathe in his ear and link my wrist behind his neck. I brace my palms on the counter and let my head fall back. I drop my chin to watch him, meeting the molten darkness of his eyes. Desire is written so clearly there. No guessing, no wondering. Oh God, I eject the words at the persistence. Stroke. You have to be quiet. He dips and rubs his lips over my chest, and they harden through the layer of my bra and dress. I don't think I can. My hips roll and touch his. I reach up, grab one hand to grip his neck. Garage. With a terse nod, he pulls me down and drags me by my wrist into the garage. I don't hesitate in opening the back door of my SUV and climbing in, stretching out. I lift and spread. With a guttural sound in his throat, he pulls me to the edge of the seat and drags my panties down and off. The air is cool against my heat, and I shiver from the cold air, excuse me, and the anticipation. His head disappears between the hem of my dress. I brace one palm against the leather seat and stretch to cup his head. Offering him everything, not just my body, my pain, my sorrow, my contrition, my past, and all that lies ahead. Whether he knows it or not, I'm giving it all to him. I want you, I gasp. Sigh, please. Not yet. The orgasm storms through me, and I can't hold back the sobs. They shake my body, and it's like a physical release. It frees my soul, my heart, everything locked away, imprisoned, flies loose, takes off. I bite my fist to keep from screaming. He pauses, lifting up the slightest bit, catching my eyes in the car interior lights. He cups my face in his hand. Are you sure you want to do this? I wrap my legs around him, link my ankles at the small of his back, and pull him closer. My words snap the chain restraining him, and he braces one hand on the window behind us and grabs my leg with the other, pushing my knee back, and his pace is ferocious. The car rocks. The force of it with every thrust knocks the air from me. I'll feel this when he's done. He wasn't lying. It's rough. A deprived man's possession. And I take every bit of that of his due. He's mine, and he's plowing into me, sweat on his brow and damper in his back through his shirt. The slide and the squeeze of our bodies creates cadence. Home, home, him, him. It's an overwhelming intimacy, and tears gathers at the corner of my eyes because he feels so right. He dips his head and scatters kisses at my necks. He starts pulling out, but I grab him, and I won't let him go. He still looks down at me, and a frown puckers his thick, dark brows. I've never been raw with anyone else, I promise. I believe you. I reach up to brush my fingertips over the fullness of his lips. He groans, closing his eyes tightly, dropping his head for a consuming kiss that stills all thought and makes me forget where we are and what day it is. It is a kiss cloaked in mist and memory. Cold puffs of air surround us in the garage, licking like forever was never promised, and like nothing is inevitable. With arms that could take not one thing for granted, the heat of his release floods me, and I kiss him in the chaos of tongues and swollen lips and ragged breaths. For long seconds, our heart pounds through our clothes, our labored breathing, the only sound in the world. Mom, Deja calls from inside. Oh shit. The side pulls out, scrambles off through the back door of the car, and I'm now far behind, sliding my bare butt across cool leather seats and searching for the garage floor for my underwear. Crap, I groan. If Deja sees us or her friends, he zips his pants up hastily. She'll kill us. Her footsteps pound down the stairs, coming closer. I feel a slight burn on my neck with Josiah's stubble scrape the sensitive skin. His blank is leaking down my leg. Not just a scramble to hide what we've been doing, but inside. Blood is singing through my veins and I'm floating. I'm unraveled by the fact that it all happened. He pulls me against him for a quick kiss, taking a precious second to look at me, his eyes going gentler, even in our race to set our clothes to right. We'll talk tomorrow, okay? Okay. I want to tell him that I don't care if Deja catches us, and I pull him to me again and crawl in the back seat to cuddle and relish his bare skin against mine. But I do care. It's not just us. It's our kids and their expectation, the changes that we've been through. Whatever's happening between Sai and me, we have to navigate carefully for their sakes. Okay, I'm tripping. Day, I say super casually, opening the car door. What's up? I was calling you. She glances around the empty garage. What are you doing out here? Just looking for something I left in the car. I fumble around in the console, pretending to search for something imaginary item. You need me? She presses her hands together beneath her chin. Can we please go to the movies? It's your birthday. Whatever you want. Yes. She turns to go back in the house, but slowly faces me. Oh, and thank you again for the cake. It was perfect. Everything was. My heart's warm, and I'm so glad she didn't walk in on us a few minutes before. I have no idea how Deja would respond to what's happening between Josiah and me. I don't even know what it is yet, but I know I want it. I want whatever we can have, but I also want to restore the tattered relationship with my daughter. Good. I'm glad, baby. Happy birthday. I say smiling. You guys, you guys get ready. I'll drive you to the movies. Once the door closes behind her, I slump against the truck. That was a close call, but also, oh my God, that was so damn hot. If he was still here, I'd do it again. I'd do anything to chase that high of our bodies together. The drugging emotion in his eyes when he looked at me. The way my heart strained to get him. When I walk into the kitchen, my phone vibrates on the counter with a text message. Josiah, all clear? Me. Barely. You were just through the door when Deja came in. Josiah, that was amazing. Me. Agreed. I bite my lip, thumbs poised over the keys, hesitant about my next word. Screw it. Me. Can we do it again? Josiah, I want to, but we need to talk. Me. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I got your panties. Yeah, man. All right. Listen. I'm gonna start skimming these books. I'm over here reading Softcore Corn. Yeah. Josiah, chapter 35. Josiah. Thanks for seeing me on so short notice, I tell Dr. Musa, and so early. You said it was urgent? He eyes me walking back and forth in front of his desk. You should sit. I force myself to take a seat across from him, even though my body hums with pent up energy. I should not be energetic since I barely slept last night. What the hell was I thinking? The friends upstairs, especially when he has a period, who better to tell me I've lost my mind than my shrink? I slept with my ex. The bald words barreled out of me. Twice. Okay. Dr. Musa adjusts his glasses, his professional demeanor unshaken. Before we go there, nah, doc, we need to go straight there. I don't need no deep breaths, no affirmations, and I for damn sure don't need that feelings wheel. I know exactly how I feel. Then tell me how you feel. Like an idiot. That's not a feeling. Damn it, give me the wheel. Lips pressed. Yeah, I'm sorry, I thought that was funny. Lips pressed and holding back a smile. He hands me the sheet of paper with bright colors and emotions listed on it. I look at them, struggling to find myself in a sea of words swimming on the page in front of me. I guess I feel confused. I study the circle further. Anxious, sensuous, definitely sensuous. That shit was. I clear my throat and frown at the words leaping out of me. Excited, hopeful, scared. I can't bring myself to say those words out loud, not even to Dr. Musa. But by the way he watches me, he probably already knows. What did this constitute? Why did this constitute an emergency? He says, we're divorced. That's not what you do when you are divorced. You stop that. You shouldn't have happened, but I swallow, draw a deep breath as my heart races with the memory of our frantic lovemaking. No one has ever felt like that before or since, and I suspect no one ever will. Just how I felt being inside her, but how it felt like coming home and running wild at the same time. Are you sure it shouldn't have happened? Dr. Musa asked softly. Or are you just afraid of what it means if it happens again? If it keeps happening? Yeah, that. I mumble. That might be it. Do you want her? A scathing laugh slips out. That's a tough question. I had somebody ask me that question. I was stuck. Ultimately, I did want her. But I definitely didn't want all the stuff that came with her. A scathing laugh slips out, and I cannot stay at this seat. I spring to my feet and I start pacing again, adrenaline and panic and desire sprinting a three-man race through my body. Of course I want her. I've always wanted her, even when I couldn't. I swallow, floundering at the prospect of discussing something so shameful I never even revisited my own private thoughts. There were times when I wanted her, when my body wouldn't. Well, when I didn't. Despite all the secrets I divulged to this man, the words about the times my body didn't respond lodge in my throat. I give up on saying that shit out loud. A lot of men experience grief-induced impotence. Okay, cool. Dr. Musa says after a few moments of awkward silence, that wasn't it. I grit out. It was just a couple of times I couldn't. Josiah, he said softly, waiting until I meet a steady gaze. There's nothing to be ashamed of here, ever. Least of all, over your body expressing grief in the only way it could have. I never thought of it that way. Something knotted up and my chest loosened. Well, it's safe to say I didn't have that problem at all now. I laugh harshly, eager to leave this most vulnerable point. I can't stop thinking about sleeping with her, but that doesn't mean I should give in to it. Why shouldn't you give in to it? How do I trust her? I stop to stare at him. I can't do it again. I don't think I'll survive it. And there it is, the truth. It took everything I had and some stuff I didn't know was there to live through Yasmin leaving me. Through her pushing me out of her life, through her telling me she didn't even know if she loved me anymore. Maybe dating Vashti wasn't the best idea, but I needed to move on. At least I tried to make a life for myself that didn't include her. Isn't that what Yasmin wanted me to do? To leave? If this is just some phase she's going through, I continue taking my seat again. Some closure she needs for recovery or whatever, I can't do it. If this is something you want, Dr. Musa said, and you obviously have strong feelings and expectations, articulate what you think this relationship will give you both, what you want from it, what's acceptable, the grounds for ending it, all of it. Be upfront and protect both of you in the long run. If you want it as badly as you seem to, he raises query brows, silently shaking, asking if I do indeed want it. Yeah, I want it. I want her. Then do what you should have been doing all along. He says, what you should have done the first time around. And what's that, Doc? He smiles, not unkindly. Talk to her. Let's see, this is a long chapter. Okay, cool. We can finish this chapter, then we can wrap it up. Chapter 36, Yasmin. By the time I pull up to the house to drop the kids off Monday morning, Josiah's already parked out front. I wave at him as I pull into the driveway, my heart double dutching at the sight of him. Once the garage door lifts, he ducks under, walking in behind me. I lower it and sit in the driver's seat for a few seconds, even though I know he's waiting for me to get out. He has that we need to talk look on his face, and that can mean several things. With some time and a little distance, he may have thought better of what happened Saturday and he'd come here to tell me it's really over. Or maybe well, she jumps to the worst conclusions every time. Or maybe he's here to blow my back out again, this time in our old bed upstairs. Options. He motions for me to lower the window. I do, and I watch him warily, scared that if I say anything, it'll be the wrong thing, and I'll ruin our lives all over again. Get out the car, Yaz. He commands softly, stepping away from the door. We need to talk. I do as he asks, and we walk in the house, taking one of the high stools at the high kitchen island. He sits on the stool beside me and leans his elbows on the granite surface. What happened Saturday? He starts. I don't regret it. He stares at me, a line stitched between his dark brows. That's good to know. But I talked to Dr. Musa this morning and already it's only 9 o'clock. It was scheduled early. So we talked about what happened. You told Dr. Musa we slept together? Yes. Maybe I should be self-conscious about it, but I'm just so damn proud. Look how far he's come. From being basically a clam when it came to communication about real stuff to talking to his therapist, to telling his therapist we slept together, presumably seeking guidance, training wheels off. And what did your therapist have to say? He asked if I wanted to do it again. His hot stare melds with mine, and the kitchen suddenly feels very small, the air between us charged and steaming. And you said? I asked breathlessly. I said I do, relieved. I relaxed a little, licking my lips, sending him a searching glance. So what do we do about it? If we're going to keep doing this, and I do want to, yes, then we need to set some ground rules and be clear about our expectations. Okay, shoot. This is not a reconciliation. Of course, I knew that, but the words spoken so clearly, so easily, like it doesn't cost him anything, the idea of living the rest of his life like this still burns. I know that, I answer. It's just sex. He shakes his head and breathes a laugh breezing past his full lips. It could never be just sex, not with us. You know that. It will always feel like more. But I want to be very clear that it can't be. Got it? What else? We need to keep it from the kids, from everyone for that matter, at least for now, he says. Not because I'm embarrassed. Who gives a damn about what people think? But our kids, they've been through enough. All the fighting and uncertainty leading up to the divorce, then adjusting us being apart, then dating other people. It's a lot, and I especially don't want to see him getting his hopes up. And Deja, I don't know how she will respond, but we don't even know how long we'll want to do this. For something that could be temporary, is it worth further complicating what's already been a difficult transition? I agree. And if I'm honest, he says, taking my hand, I want us to have this without the pressure of other people's expectations or judgments. It's already sticky enough without folks putting their noses in it. Sticky? I asked, rubbing my thumb across the back of his hand. Why is this sticky? How could it not be? We were married. We're still connected in so many ways, still in each other's lives. What happened if you meet someone you want a relationship with? Or we decide we need to stop? Whenever this is no longer works for one of us, it's quits. Got it. I tilt my head, scanning his face. Are those all of your terms? Our terms. We should be on the same page. The only term is that I'll take him however I can get him. I said if I ever got a second chance, I would take it. I'm grabbing it by the horns. Okay, our terms. Are those all of our terms? Yes. He tugs on my wrist and pulls until I'm standing between his legs. His hand wandering down the cup of my butt. His fingers resting in the divide between my cheeks. Good. I loosen the top button of at its throat because you're off the day grits his clothes. He dips his head and leaves kisses on the base of my throat. Correct. He brushes his thumbs over my chest and they pebble through my sweater. My sharply indrawn breath. Man, listen, I'm not going to sit up here and reread no corn. This was about to get done with me. But when he takes both breaths in his hands, testing the weight and the shape of them, lifting the sweater, kissing them, I can't even pretend to be unaffected. Upstairs, I whisper, holding my breath, waiting for the response. Is that too intimate? Does he only want a quick and frantic, or could we take our time, rediscovering each other through the gasps and the moans? And if I'm lucky, lying in each other's arms. His kiss is sweet. The way he licks into me, bites at my lips, holds me by my chin when he ravages my mouth. Finally, he pulls back, collects my sweater and bra. Grinning, he takes my hand and leads me towards the stairs. I remember the way. All right. Thanks. So we will start next week on, because I'll be in town for a couple of weeks, y'all. Woo, woo, woo. Chapter 37. And I'm glad. My next year will be somewhere in North Carolina, though, so it won't have to be too far. TikTok, I'm about to shut you down if you ain't already shut off anyway, because I know you're good for that. I'm hungry. I hope y'all enjoyed. Yeah, that book is a little explicit. It's cool, but I'm one of those people, I don't like my genres mixing. You know what I mean? I don't like peas and carrots. Okay, it was still going. Boop, boop. Forget about it. Stuff like that. All right, people. Let me see what we doing. I appreciate you. I will see you Tuesday. If you got time, we're going to pick up symbols. We should go a little deeper into it. I hope you have a great holiday, especially if you're off. Enjoy. I plan on relaxing. Like I said, I'm glad to be home. Again, I appreciate your support. And until next time.